Stay Ushta Hamai Yatashai Vaishtai Ashim Ashim Vahu Vaishte Vasti Ushta Hamai Yatashai Vaishtai Ashim. May the blessings of Pargada Uramasta, Almighty Creator of the universe of light, energy and matter, the blessings of all the Amesha Spenta, the great archangels, the deities, and the Yazatas, the deities, the angels. May the blessings of all the Mino Dai Ratu, Vakshure Vakshuran, Ramsko Ashus, Pitama Zartushta Paigamba Sahib, who brought the message of the cosmic laws for the universal benefit of humanity, to be spread far and wide in all the far regions of the earth. The blessings of all the good and holy departed souls, my late mother and father, Ustad Sir Mehram Shah Navroji Shroff, and all the good saints who are of all the faiths, who are helping with the work of this college. It is their blessings that have enabled us to move forward. There is a small mandir at the entrance gate of my building, former building at Nepean Sea Road. In that mandir, on top is the statue of Lord Ganesha. On the right hand side is Sai Baba of Shirdi. Then there is Lord Shiva, Trimurti and Hanumanji. And I remember in all of them every morning when I, in my mind, visualize this mandir at Nepean Sea Road and seek their blessings for the whole day, and along with them, the three deities, the lady deities, Mahalakshmi, Parvati and Saraswati, and Renuka Devi, who gives water to us in this compound. With their blessings, may the work of the Zoroastrian College go further forward and spread throughout the world for the universal benefit of humanity and happiness. I would like to share something today. First of all, I would like to thank all the people who have supported the Zoroastrian College for all these many years, for the last 35 more plus years. And I want to share this with you. This book was published at the time when the college and the society was started. The society was registered on 3rd June 1983 in Delhi with the Registrar of Society's office by our then member, late Dr. Shuklaji, S.C. Shukla. And he was an astrologer. He was also the Registrar of Copyright in Government of India. And I want to share the story at the starting so that you all know how our society got started. He, as an astrologer, said to me, "Man, don't waste your time sitting in Delhi to get this registration work done. It will take at least 6 months. You leave all the papers with me and I'll see that it gets done." He sat on his typewriter and typed 2 rent receipts of 100 rupees each for 2 months and gave his residence address as the official address of the society in Delhi. And then he decided to make friends with the Registrar of Societies, because these government officers, they all know each other and they all live mostly in the same government buildings and blocks in Delhi. So the Registrar of Societies wanted his daughter to get married, and late Dr. Shuklaji used to go across and have a cup of tea with him every lunchtime and sit and chit-chat, and over casting the horoscope for the daughter's marriage, our society got registered. And exactly the moment when he received the registration for a paper in his hand, being a good astrologer, Dr. Shuklaji cast the horoscope of our society. And exactly what he has predicted for the last 35 years has happened. So I would like to remember him. He was a great soul and a very good friend and a very correct and accurate astrologer. Now I would also specially like to thank all the wonderful people who made a success of our 27th May convocation program, and before that who encouraged me to have this lecture series started on the Zoom online method. Zoroastrian College has had many lectures in the past. More than 600 lectures we have had, physical lectures in various halls in Bombay City. But always the restriction of having physical lectures is well known. People can't find the time between 6 and 8, they're busy rushing home from office. This idea that everyone sitting at home can participate in a lecture program was wonderful. And I would specially like to thank my dear Lakshmi Shah in New York, and Dr. Natalia Singh in Russia, and Dr. Chandra in Bombay, Chandra Krishnamurthy, because they're the ones who really egged me on and pushed me on and said, no, you've got to get this started now. Don't wait, don't waste time. And with great difficulty, honestly speaking, because it was too soon after this heavy work of the 27th May program to get such a big event and such big program started. But we did get it started. Welcome to Mohsin. He's our computer engineer, and he's the gentleman who keeps us on the right track so far as equipment is concerned. So I would like to thank everybody, and now invite Dr. Dara to say a few words. Dr. Dara, unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, I have. You can hear me now? Can you? Because I'm very clear.
Yes.
I can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. I would like to, say a few words about Dr. Mehr. And I'm just coming on to that because it's on my mobile. Sorry for the... Dr. Damit Mehr Master Moose, the Mehr Master, is an MA Oxon 1961, 64 at 64, 1968, LLM, Michigan, Ann Arbor, USA, 1969, of Lincoln's Inn, Barrister at Law, 1965, London, England, Advocate, MAH, India, 1966, Special Executive Magistrate, 1993, Maharashtra, DSc, PhD, DD, Honoris Causa Medicina Alternativa, 1985-1995, Vice Chancellor in charge of International Legal Affairs of the OIUCM, 1993, Sri Lanka, Trustee 2016, Medicina Alternata, Sri Lanka, Founder President, Medicina Alternata Society in India, 2005, Representative CEO of the United Nations of the SBBS, Zoroastrian College, an NGO in special consultative status with the United Nations, ESCO 2004, HE, the Governor of Maharashtra's nominee on the Senate of the SNDT University, India, 2010, member of the Academic Council Pondicherry in the University, 2013, Assistant Professor, University of Manitoba Law Facility, Canada, 1969-71, Visiting Senior Lecturer, Althea University Law Department, 1971, Bombay, University Postgraduate Law Department, 1972-2004, and member of the Board of Examiners, Founder, President President People of People, International Bombay Chapter, 1978-89, Masdi Yosna Monastery, 1977-78, Trustee Society, All India Shah Behram Bagh Society for Scientific and Educational Research, 1983, Zoroastrian College, 1986, Medicina Alternativa 2005 Society, registered in India, Founder Vice President, Indian Forum for Holistic Health, Complementary and Alternative Medicine, 2004, President World Fellowship of the International Religious Councils, Vice President since 1991 Kerala, and President since 2013. Trustee Board of Trustees, World University 2001, 13 Arizona, USA, United Religions Initiative USA Global Council Trustee at Large 2004-2006, recipient of the UN General Secretary, sorry, I can't spell it, the Dag Hammarskjöld Award 1986 for India. The only other lady so honored from India was late Mother Teresa, also in 1986. Author of 23 books on law, alternative medicine, and Zoroastrian religion, main organizer of 35 World Congress of Medicina Alternativa, Science and Spirituality. You can imagine the fantastic biodata of Dr. Meher Mus and what she has done, a wonderful, wonderful job, and what she's doing at present. I would like her to continue, and God bless her for all the work what she's putting in with the Zoroastrian College. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dara.
Dr. Meher Master Mus.
Your insistence that I had to send you my brief biodata, but I don't. Because I don't think that it was at all necessary for the people present here today, because we all know each other and we respect and admire each other for what we are and not for our past achievements. What we have to look to is the future. Thank you, Dr. Dara. Anyway, let us continue with the program. The program which we have envisaged, Dr. Chandra, Dr. Lakshmiben, and Dr. Natalia Singh and myself, is that we start off for the present with 2 lectures a week for 3 months. The one series would be on Vastu topic, and the first lecture in the series of Vastu will be on Tuesday the 8th with Dr. Umrika, Dr. Anand Bhadwaj, Dr. Pankaj Agrawal, Dr. Vinash Kulkarni, and at the last minute, Colonel Tyagi, who on his own sent me a message late last night that please, I'd like to be in the group of first speakers on the subject of Vastu, because he conducts a very big Vastu organization in somewhere near Faridabad. Okay, that is the series on Vastu, and we will have a full-length lecture of 1.5 hours per speaker from the following Tuesday onwards. So right now, my task is to find speakers who are willing to spare 1.5 hours on a Tuesday evening and give a lecture on whatever topic of choices. It is their choice. Mostly our past students also are experts on the topic of Vastu, and I'm sure that many of them would be able to speak not only on the topic of their research thesis, but on so much more which they have acquired wisdom and knowledge from experience. My topic on my series of lectures will be on spirituality, health, and in that I will include what I'm speaking about today, which is a combination of the ancient Mazdiasni Zoroastrian Daina knowledge that is contained in our ancient Avestan books, and not only in the books, but the living knowledge which is preserved by the holy Abed Sahibs living in the area underneath the Caspian Sea and in the mountains in Iran. This knowledge is known by the name of Mazda Yasni Zarathustrian Daina in Avestan language. Daina means cosmic law, Deen, cosmic law. Mazda Yasni means the cosmic law which enables a person, a soul, to connect with the creator of the universe. Yagna, Yug, Yasna is to connect, and Mazda is the creator. And Zarathustrian means that this knowledge was given by the creator of the universe to Holy Paigambar Sahib Ashos Pitaman Zarathustra, so that it could be promulgated to the whole of humanity, to mankind, for the spiritual progress of mankind, so that every person, every soul can gain the light of a beautiful golden halo. And with the power of the light in the halo and the colors of light in the chakras, every individual person can spiritually progress and be happy. So inner bliss, inner happiness and joy comes from this wonderful knowledge, which if we put it into practice, we can ourselves increase our own spiritual level and our own inner peace and joy. This power of creation is through the vibrationary frequencies of sound and light. Almighty Creator has created the whole universe, not just our planet Earth, not just you and me, not just the animals like all the doggies who are in our college building, and the cattle and the birds and the fish and everything that is on the planet. It's not just that. The power of sound vibrations is the starting point of all creation. It is vibrationary frequencies. Every one of us chants the powerful mantra Om. That is power of sound mantra. And in every faith there is one special sound or special vibrationary power. In Avesta, we say that Om is a shortened form of Ahura Mazda. But the most powerful sound in Avesta is the prayer known as Aidiyamna Isho. I will recite it for you. Aidiyamna Isho Rafedrai Jantu Nairibhyascha Zarathustra He Vangehu Shrafedrai Manango Yadaina Virim Hanat Mazdem Ashahaya Yasashim Yam Ishyanam Mahuro Mazata Mazdao. Translated into English, this means, may the much desired prayer giving happiness and peace of mind reach near to us, come close to us, for our own inner joy and delight, for the delight and good thoughts of men and maids of Zarathustra who venerate the religious laws and pray for the exalted reward of righteousness and blessedness, which is much desired by Ahura Mazda, the Creator. There is a very powerful prayer similar to this in every faith. And in Jain mantras, there is the Namokar, there is the Bhaktama Stotra, then in Vedic Sanskrit, there is the prayer for the sun. So all of us can recite sound vibrations which will bring our soul to a higher level of joy and happiness, and that in itself brings about progress. The sound vibrations create light, colors, frequencies. This knowledge of Mazdiyasni Zarathustrian Daina was preserved by the holy Abed Sahibs, as I mentioned earlier, in Demavan Co, and also in Chichestava, and it has been preserved and passed on through different people in different countries around the world, not only in India. In India, in about 100 years ago, there was a great Parsi gentleman known by the name of Ustad Sahib Bairam Shah Nauroji Shroff, and he was privileged and blessed through his good karma to actually stay with the holy Abid Sahibs for 3.5 long years when he was a young man, and he learnt from them so much wisdom. He came back to India and taught this wisdom to the people here. One of his followers were two of his followers were the Chiniwala brothers, late Dr. Framroz Chiniwala and Jangiji Chiniwala, who was an advocate. Dr. Framroz Chiniwala wrote many heavy books, and in those books he gave the knowledge about so much that it is mind-boggling, from the creation of the universe to the human aura and the energy field, and how the chakras are connected with the star constellations and the stars and planets. I have taken in this book of mine, The Rainbow Colors of Light, which I wrote long ago in 1985. It was released in Copenhagen at Dr. Anton Jayasuriya's World Congress. In this book, I have translated from the Gujarati of late Dr. Framroz Chiniwala and connected all the chakras with the different organs of the human body and the aura, with the glands, with the stars and the star constellations and the planets, and how all this entire cosmos is functioning.
Please, can you show that sheet again? Thank you.
In the Mazdiyasi Zarathustra, we have the knowledge given to us of 16 chakras for practical use. In the Upanishads, there is knowledge given of more than 82 chakras. 82 chakras are listed in the Upanishads. But out of that, most people know, and in India at least, have common knowledge of 7 out of 82 chakras. For practical purposes, the 7 spinal chakras. In Mazdiyas Nidine, we make use of 16 out of the 82 chakras for practical purposes, for diagnosis and treatment. Later on in this series of lectures, I will go into this topic in greater detail. But for the present, for today, what I would like to do is to also share with you the knowledge given by late Colonel Dinshaw Ghadiali, the founder of spectrochrometry. This great scientist, this genius, was able at his time period to find out the exact vibrationary frequencies which the body requires for good health. And he discovered that there are the 12 colors of the spectrum of the rainbow, which correspond with the 12 frequencies of sound of the piano keyboard, whether it is South Indian Carnatic music, whether it is North Indian music, whether it is Western music, all music functions on the 12 semitones, 7 main chords and 5 semitones. So all music throughout the world, wherever you are, functions on these particular vibrationary frequencies. And it was late Colonel Dinshaw Ghadiali who discovered how each color corresponds to the musical notes and their frequencies, and how these vibrations can be put to practical use for good health for all. Now, this is just a little bit of an introduction on the topic. Now, I will today share with you the practice of this knowledge so that each one of you can make use of it, and I would like to request every single one of you to take this knowledge home. Firuza, please have it translated in Tajik. Dr. Firuza, please have this knowledge translated in Tajik so that your people can be healthy and happy. Dr. Hari Prasad ji, welcome to our function. God bless you. And Jaru, Dr. Karishma, all of you, welcome. Now today, the first thing I would like to teach, I'm giving 3 different teaching points in this lecture. The first is how to breathe. Lot of people have heard the word pranayam in India, but very few people really know how to breathe correctly. And this is something which really should be taught to children in school from kindergarten upwards. Please practice this along with me. Put your hand under your nose and breathe. Take a deep breath and breathe out, and see which nose is breathing out with greater force at this moment. Please put your hand up to your nose. Yes, Jasmine? Dr. Jasmine, put your hand up to your nose. Take a deep breath. Kanoria Sahib, Dr. Ji? Dr. Kanoria, take a deep breath. Blow out. And see which nose is blowing out with greater force at this moment. Is it your right nose or your left? If it's your right nose, put your right hand up. If it's your left nose, put your left hand up. And if both are equal, put both your hands up. Jasmine is left hand. Dr. Kanoria ji, which nose is breathing out with more force?
Dr. Kanoria, can you please switch on your video? We'd like to see you.
Usha, you can do it for him. Usha?
He has to switch it on from his end. I already sent him request.
All right.
Please continue, Auntie.
Yes, all right. So now, when you realize, those of you who've been to Zoroastrian College and sat on the terrace to do this exercise at sunrise will remember that the breathing cycle starts at the moment of birth. And this cycle continues till we die. And every approximately 44 minutes, it takes the nose time to change from one side of the nose to the other side. So the rhythm is, the biorhythm of breathing is that you have, say your right nostril is bigger in size than your left, then at the moment when you're born, the baby who's born blows out with more force from the right nose than from the left. And this pattern which has started continues for 44 minutes. The right nose will continue blowing out with more force. Then for a few minutes, both will be equal, about 7 minutes, both are equal. Then for the next 44 minutes, the left nose will blow out with more force. Then both become equal, and so on. So exactly in 2 hours and 56 minutes, 4 minutes less than 3 hours, there's a total cycle of breathing. Right nose, left nose, right nose. And this is connected with the 3 nadis which are going through the center of the spine. The right nadi, the Ida, the left nadi, the Pingala, and the Sushumna nadi in the center. So when we are breathing, we are not simply breathing oxygen and blowing out carbon dioxide. There's much more to it. The life force energy, prana, pranic energy, which comes from the constellations of stars and passes through the planets, through our solar system, and reaches our planet Earth. We are breathing in cosmic energy. And what our body is utilizing every second is not just an exchange of gases of oxygen and carbon dioxide, but taking in the life force energy from the cosmos and throwing out waste. So this is what we must understand, how to breathe. This knowledge is given very clearly in the Caucasian system of yoga. This is a rare book, but it has been written in English, and it is not so easily available. This book gives you a series of 16 asanas, and step by step you can raise your powers and your spiritual level so that you can, at the end of the 16 asanas exercises, which takes about 3 to 4 years to perfect, you can't do it overnight, you can even levitate. Your body can go anti-gravity. So this is the power of breathing and pranayam. Now let me take you to the next set of exercises, which is spectrochrometry. Eat the sun. This is what will combat COVID with no cost. Because what is COVID after all? It's a creature which has a soul, presumably. It has its energy field. It has its method of survival, and it has method of dying, like all creatures. So, if we want to combat COVID in the natural way, using the natural sciences, the cosmic laws, we must act according to nature. And how do we do it? We can breathe correctly and eat the sun. The book of yoga is called the Caucasian system of yoga. When we look around us, what are the trees doing? The trees are taking in sunlight, and the leaves of the trees, through the process of chlorophyll assimilation, converts the colors of light into plant foods. Colonel Dinshad Kadyali discovered that every gas in the spectrum of gases in the atmosphere has a particular vibrationary frequency connected to a particular color. Yellow is connected to carbon dioxide, red to hydrogen, blue to oxygen, green to nitrogen. So what are the plants doing? They are eating the sun. They are taking the colors of sunlight and assimilating and mixing these colors and converting them into plant food by taking particular proportion of red, yellow and blue colors, they are making the first plant food, sugar. The molecule of sugar has red, yellow, blue. It has hydrogen, carbon and oxygen in particular proportions. Then the plants convert that excess of sugar, which they don't need to use immediately for their growing purpose, into starch, and they store it in the form of cereals. We all want to eat wheat because it is plant food. We want to eat rice because it is plant food. This is cereals which are full of the colors of light energy. Then the plants take a little bit, some plants, not all, take a little bit of nitrogen and they convert it into protein foods, like all the pulses, all the dals. We all want to eat lal masool dal and tur dal and this dal and that dal, all the proteins. That comes in from the nitrogen. So the plants are eating the sun. And what are we human beings doing, or for that matter even animals, when we eat plants? What is our body doing? Our body is trying to digest the plant food and utilize it for our own good health. And how does it do it? What does the body do with the plant food? The body eats. We are eating bread, wheat flour. We are eating dal, rice and dal. What is the body doing? It is digesting, extracting and assimilating and throwing out waste. So what does the body do? It throws out what it doesn't need. So it throws out the solid waste. We all excrete solid waste. Usually every morning the first thing we do is run to the bathroom. We are throwing out solid waste. And the body is excreting liquid waste, what it doesn't need from the plant food. It's urinating, we're perspiring, we're breathing out moisture from the nostrils. So what the body doesn't need in the form of liquid, excess of water stored in the body cells, it is throwing out. Then comes the gas and the wind. Body doesn't need it. So what is happening? We burp out wind, or we pass wind through the anus. We even pass wind through our cells from the pores of our skin. So all this is waste matter. Solid, liquid, gas, waste matter. And even the heat energy. Whatever the body wants, it extracts from the food and it throws out waste heat. How? Through the not the acupuncture channels, but the meridians which are flowing under the skin and partly above the skin. And acupuncture meridians are actually simply channels for throwing out waste heat energy. Acupuncture meridians don't take in energy, they throw out waste energy. And there are different meridians connected to all the organs, as all acupuncturists know. So body is digesting the food. What remains? What is remaining is only the colors of light, the frequencies of light. And it is this cosmic light energy which is in the colors of light in the food that we are eating. That is what the body is extracting and passing through the bloodstream to every cell of the body. Every cell of the body requires blood in order to get energized with the cosmic light, with the cosmic vibrations. So this is how the body is ingesting the cosmic light through food. It's a secondary source. But think of the rishis who are living in the Himalayas. All these enlightened high souls. They are living for hundreds of years. I've actually seen a holy rishi living in South India in a cave. He's said to be over 600 years old, and he's never moved from that position in his cave. And there are rishis living in the Himalayas for more than 1,000 years as time is counted on planet Earth. And they don't eat anything. So how do they survive? What are they living on? They are living on the power of the colors of light. They are eating the sun. The best way to nourish the body is to take the colors of light through the eyes and eat the sun. And the best time to do this is early morning, just around sunrise time, say about 5 minutes or so after sunrise. Some of you who have come to the college building have practiced this sitting on the terrace, and you will remember how we eat the sun both at sunrise and at sunset. Now I will take you through this exercise, and please do it along with me so that you can practice it and teach other people in your home how to do it, and even in your schools and other educational institutions. Let us start with the red color. If you are able to visualize, that is one way of doing it. Otherwise, take a particular strip, which is the spectrochrometry exact color frequency, and put it on your eyes. Along with this, do the breathing. Now I will speak and you practice, because you won't be able to take notes when I'm speaking. Therefore, just listen and practice. Remember, take a deep breath, blow out from your stomach, throw out all the bad air. Then take a deep breath again and throw out. See which nose is blowing out with more force. And now start the exercise this way. The method of breathing according to the Caucasian system of yoga is 7 seconds for breathing in, pause for 1 second, 7 seconds for breathing out, on the 7th blow out, and then pause for 1 second. So the rhythm is 7 in, pause for 1, 7 out, blow out on the 7th, pause for 1. That is 8 seconds in, 8 seconds out, total 16 seconds for one breath. Do this slow speed of breathing and you will live a very long, healthy and happy life. And no COVID will come near you, because the COVID can't tolerate red color. It will run away from you. So, how do we do it? Please practice it along with me. I will speak and you act. Start with breathing in. You visualize the red color. Take it in from your eyes. Direct the red color to your liver. The liver is the organ which can be activated by the red color. And the liver is the organ through which the red color is passed into the bloodstream and into the whole body, so that it can maintain the pH factor. So you direct the red color to go to the liver and energize your liver. 4 times you repeat this. Breathe in with red. Stop. Again. 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 So in 1 minute you have taken 4 breaths with red color and energized the liver. Next you come to the orange color. Take 4 breaths on orange color. Same way, breathe in, breathe out on the count of 7 in, pause for 1, 7 out, pause for 1. 16 seconds to 1 breath and 4 breaths to 1 color. Orange color, as you breathe in, you visualize that it is going to your thyroid gland. Orange color activates the thyroid gland and it makes the chest expand. People who are suffering from asthma, there are 2 types. There are people who suffer because they can't expand, they can't breathe in properly, and there are people who suffer because they can't breathe out properly. So orange color is used for expanding the chest. Every single time we take a deep breath in, every second of the day when we are breathing in, it is the orange color which is activating through the thyroid gland and making our chest expand. The next color is yellow. Visualize yellow color. Yellow color activates the brain. You know, we say, oh, this is a brainy boy. He's got a lot of energy in him. So yellow color gives energy. It is energetic color. Yellow color is to be found in all the vitamin B complexes. All the sprouted, fresh sprouts, bean sprouts, wheat sprouts, anything sprouted, that has a lot of yellow color because that is what is needed for growth. And the growth energy is through yellow. So take 4 breaths on the yellow color and take it up to your brain and energize your brain. Clear out all the kachra, all the debris in your brain through yellow color. Then you come to lemon color. Lemon is a combination of yellow and green. Lemon color goes to your thymus gland. You visualize that the beautiful lemon color is activating your thymus, which is your look young and beautiful gland. It keeps you youthful. It makes you the most beautiful person in the world. So activate your thymus with the lemon color by taking in 4 breaths with lemon.
Can you please show those strips again together, held together?
Actually, I've started making spectacles with these so that I don't have to hold up strips. Okay, and it's a very good thing. Maybe if people are sufficiently interested, we can make sets of 12 spectacles and give them to people who are really interested in practicing this.
Specs? Can I show those specs? I have them with me.
Yes, please, Dr. Dara.
Yeah, just give me a minute. By the time you continue.
Yes, I'll
bring.
All right. So next we come to the magnificent green color. Governor green in the center of the brain. You direct your mind when you're breathing 4 breaths on Governor green. It goes to the pituitary gland in the middle of your brain. And what is the function of this pituitary? It is the master control gland. It is in 2 parts, the front lobe and the rear lobe. The front lobe functions on the spectrum of colors: red, orange, yellow up to green, lemon up to green. And the left, the rear lobe, controls the left side of the body, the spleen, and it is activating on the violet, the indigo, the blue, and the turquoise and green. So the center of the pituitary gland, there is a very fine membrane, and this thin little skin in the center of this gland is the master control of the whole body. The acid-alkaline balance of the body, which is maintained, acidity from the left side, from the spleen, and the alkalinity from the right side, from the liver. These two controls, the red and the violet of the spleen and the center point green, it is this master gland, this thin membrane, which acts like a counter. So it will say to the blood as it is flowing over that membrane every second, there's too much of red or orange or yellow. This blood is too alkaline. So it sends the control signal to the chakras, which control the inflow of light colors into the body, and tells the chakras, put in more violet color into the spleen, put in more indigo color into the parathyroid, and that way balance the acid-alkaline balance of the body. Now, if you really want to help people in India, they're all crazy to have boys. We had a gentleman who used to attend our World Congresses every year, and his formula was, if you want a boy baby, tell the parents that at least for 3-4 months before conception, eat plenty of alkaline food, plenty of oranges, plenty of red food and so on, but nothing sour, nothing acidic. If you want a girl baby, eat plenty of acidic food, tomatoes, amli, things like that. Why? From very ancient times, our ancient Indian wisdom and people have taught us that girl babies are born from the left side and boy babies from the right side. And it is perfectly correct. It is a scientific fact that the fetus of a boy baby cannot survive in an acidic environment. It will die. So if you want to have a boy, make sure you have plenty of alkalinity in your blood by eating alkaline food, and you'll get a boy from the right side of the body. See? So this is the system of how to breathe in governor green, the central governor of the whole body balance. And it's why is the world full of green color? God has given us so much green in all the plants and everywhere, so that our brain maintains balance by looking at greenery all around. The next color is turquoise. Turquoise is between green and light blue, sky blue. This beautiful color turquoise goes to the pineal body in the brain, which is near to the pineal gland. It's not the pineal gland, it is another organ called the pineal body. And the pineal body controls the skin pigmentation. So if you have any skin problem and you want the pineal body to manufacture sufficient melanin to spread it properly over the whole skin, then use turquoise. Take the turquoise color into your eyes and breathe in turquoise. It's such a beautiful calming color. The next 4 breaths go to the sky blue color, light blue. The sky is blue and there's abundance of light blue color, because light blue color is the color on which oxygen functions, and oxygen is our life-giving gas. Why do the doctors in hospitals rush oxygen cylinder to the patient when the patient is out of breath and needs to survive, so that the blood will get more light blue color frequency in order to live? It is the sky blue. The sky has got all the cosmic energy, the pranic energy, so it is the sky blue which goes through the oxygen into the bloodstream and helps the person to survive. See?
The blue color strip again, please.
Yeah. It's alright, you don't need to click a camera for all the strips, it's not necessary. Then comes the next color, which is dark blue, indigo. Indigo goes to your parathyroid gland. Your parathyroid gland is in charge of breathing out. The chest expands with orange and the thyroid activated, and the chest contracts with parathyroid and the indigo color. So breathe in deep, 7 seconds in, breathe out, 7 seconds out. So it is thyroid, parathyroid, thyroid, parathyroid, breathe in, breathe out, orange, indigo. This is the cosmic cycle that is going on all the time. And if we are aware of it, we can make use of it and beat that COVID so it runs away from us. Now we come to the beautiful color violet. Violet shade activates the spleen. When you're holding the violet color to your eyes, you visualize violet color and you direct it to go to your spleen. Spleen is that gland of the body which is responsible for keeping you fit. It keeps your white blood corpuscles in shape. It keeps your body strong. It throws out that COVID. It won't allow it to enter. You see? So take plenty of violet color, 4 deep breaths in, 4 deep breaths out to activate the spleen. The spleen and the liver are the two ends of the spectrum of light which maintain red and violet, the two ends of the color spectrum. Now we come to the 3 amazing colors. That is, you have the purple color. Purple is a color when you have, can you pass the plate of jambu from there? Behind you. Jambu, jambu. Purple is a color which is in abundance in this season. God gives us the colors we need for every season. And right now, we can enjoy purple from the jambu fruit. These are freshly picked from our trees this morning. Okay? So jambur has the correct purple color. So does brinjal, vengna. The skin of the vengna has got correct purple color. Purple color helps people who are suffering from diabetes. Purple color helps to bring excess of sugar down. Purple color helps to bring down blood pressure. So purple is a very important color in the spectrum of light. The next we have is this magnificent color, magenta. Magenta connects to your Swadhisthana chakra. It makes your emotions balanced. It keeps you in a happy frame of mind. Magenta is the color of mother love. All the children love their mother, so they love magenta color. And all the shades of pink are from magenta. So this magenta color is the opposite of green. Green activates the brain, magenta activates the emotions and the emotional being. So please take 4 deep breaths in and 4 deep breaths out on the magenta color. And lastly we come to, this was magenta color. This is magenta color. Lastly we come to the red color, which is scarlet. The bright scarlet that I wear in my convocation gown every year, or pillar box red, which is right on top of this flag. That bright red color, scarlet, helps the people who are suffering from low blood pressure. It helps to raise the level of the blood pressure so that their brain can be balanced and function properly. Now we have covered all the 12 colors of the spectrum, and we have directed them as we are breathing. As we are breathing, we have directed them to the respective organs where they are needed. So I'm saying this: breathe in 4 breaths with green, go to my pituitary gland and stimulate my pituitary gland and make sure that my pH factor and my alkaline acid balance is properly maintained. So we have to say that. We have to give that command when we are doing our breathing exercise. By eating the sun, believe me, you won't need to eat so much food, because your body cells, your bloodstream is getting all the energy it needs directly from sunlight. And we are so blessed in India that God has given India plentiful sunshine. We are not living in those grim countries where there's cold and fog and rain and cloudy skies. We have blue skies and plenty of yellow sunshine. So let us be thankful to God for what we have got here. Now I'm going to show you a little bit of a PowerPoint presentation. PowerPoint. Yeah. How much? If you will give me a minute to switch over to a PowerPoint presentation.
The glasses.
Yes, you show your glasses first, Dr. Dara, before you switch over.
The glasses, which are
Dr.
different
Dara,
colors.
if you can please wear each one of them. You have a background, so it is not very clear. We can't see the glasses clearly.
No, I have to take the virtual background out.
Yeah. Otherwise, you just wear it on, probably we'll be able to see. Try that.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yes.
Give him
So that's the red one.
Yes.
That's the red.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Then that's the green one. And there are various other colors. All right. So we don't want to proceed forward. So this is it. So green, red, and all the other colors, as Dr. Mehra said.
Please show.
So these are the ones.
Please show.
Sorry.
Please show.
I did show.
Yeah, he was wearing it.
I was wearing it.
Green. Okay.
I'm wearing the green color now.
Very good. Yes. That's your specialty. Yes.
Yeah, and that's the red one. And then there are different colors on that. So this is the glasses which are there, and it works wonderful. Very nice it is. Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing this. Now, तुम्हें कैसे? Huh?
So, madam, probably whoever needs it can put a request on the chat, and maybe we can give them a cost, and it can be made and given to them gradually.
Maybe. Takes a lot of time to make them.
Yes.
Huh?
It's very troublesome. Very troublesome. It's not easy. And the right frequencies are very important.
So, because if you have the strips available, then maybe I can ask one of my friend who has an optical shop to make it in very light frames, and we can give it out to people who need it at a cost, whatever you say. That can be decided. Yes, Dr. Dara, what do you say?
It can be done, but as I said that I tried it with the optical shops and they said no, because they were having problems of cutting the particular film.
Yeah,
This
if
is
you
a
have a
particular
film,
game.
If you
This
have
is a
the
gel.
film, the right frequency, then I'll get it made from my friend. He owns a shop.
Yeah, you can.
He'll do it for me.
This is a gellular form because it's in a
Yes.
gel.
Yes.
So what happens to cut this particular film is a
Yes.
little problematic, and
Yeah,
to
so-
shape it into the glass as you saw it,
Yes.
as you see the one which is there, it is in the shape,
Yes.
and sometimes it comes out. So you have to be very careful. All right.
Yes. Yes.
And the right frequency is what is required. So this particular frequency, only Dr. Mayer will be able to guide you on that,
Yes.
because
So
this
if she
frequency
has,
of red.
yeah, if
Yeah.
she has the strips, I can maybe try and organize, and we can do something about it.
Yeah, it is possible. It is possible,
Yes.
but we have to do it by ourselves, because
Yes.
the optician doesn't do it, and he is not interested because he's not making any money out of it. So that's why, they are not interested.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
we
can
go
try.
further.
We can try. We can probably give him some incentive and get it
Let's
made.
speak about this later, Usha.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
we'll
yes.
speak later.
Yes.
Now,
Thank you.
Coming to this point, yes,
Full screen, madam. Full screen.
we are having
Ask your guy to make it full screen.
number. Yeah,
Oh, slideshow. Niche slideshow. Full
No,
screen.
slideshow. Go to the slideshow.
Come down to the bottom right. Bottom right of your bar below.
Can you see this?
Yeah, it is small. So if you do, okay, done.
Yeah, correct. Okay.
Okay. All right. Now I'm showing you the picture of the beautiful colors and the radiance of the halo when the chakras are developed. And they can be developed by using this system of spectrochrometry and color sun breathing, amongst other things. But the way to develop the best is through the practice of Manashni, Gavashni and Kunashni, good thoughts, good words and good deeds, because that way the chakras develop the fastest. Now we are coming to the science of Ilmek Shnum. No, previous page. No, previous one. The previous. Previous Pajam, previous. Previous. Now, we are coming to the science of Ilmek Shnum. I think we better go back to the other screen. I don't like this yet. Okay. Here you see the diagram of the 16 chakras. When I was speaking about directing the 12 colors of the rainbow of light to the different organs of the body and the chakras, every organ and every gland has a chakra connection. The chakra's function is, in the etheric body, to take in the colors of sunlight and pass that vibrationary frequency to the gland with which they are connected, or the organ with which they are connected. In the brain, in the head, the portion of the head, there are 8 chakras. The pineal chakra, the chakra connected with the brain. The pituitary gland has 2 chakras, the front lobe and the rear lobe. The 5th is connected to the eyes, the 6th to the nose, the 7th to the ears, the 8th to the mouth, the 9th to the throat, the thyroid and the parathyroid, the 10th to the heart, the 11th to your digestion, the 12th to your liver, the 13th to your reproductive organs, the 14th to your Swadhisthana chakra region, the 15th to the knees, and the 16th to the soles of the feet. And all these 16 chakras we use for the purpose of doing diagnosis and treatment. And if we use this system, then COVID doesn't stand a chance. You really don't need the methods that are being used of pumping in God knows what chemicals into people's bodies to get rid of a creature which you and I have not seen. And it is simply astonishing that a creature which is invisible to human eyes has managed to paralyze the world. the 7 main spinal chakras you are all familiar with. Next. But all the chakras have different colors and different sound frequencies. And the function, go back, previous, that's this one. The function of each chakra is to separate the colors of light and the sound vibrations and pass them through to that particular organ of the body where they are needed for keeping the body in good health. Thank you. Stop share. So you can observe from this that the sound and the colors go together. Now in the Avasta we have the sacred scriptures of the Gathas, and one of the Gathas, the Aunavaiti Gatha, Ha 32, has 16 verses, and each of these 16 verses is connected with a particular chakra. So if you have any health problem, you have to recite that particular stanza out of the 16 verses of that Ha 32 and repeat it frequently, as often as possible, so that by producing the sound vibration, the mantravani vibration, your problem can be treated. Dr. Vijay Kumar Shah ji, તમે dentistry કરો છો, use the sound power of the 8th chakra, which is connected with the mouth. And if you have eye problems, use the 5th verse of the Aunavaiti Gatha, Ha 32, because that will treat all the eye problems. Now I would like to share with you a true incident which happened to me in Bombay. For 2-3 years I was getting flecks of black, as though there were pepper dust, showers of pepper dust falling in front of my eyes, and I couldn't understand why. I went and consulted the 3 best, topmost ophthalmologists of Bombay City, and all of them peered through their special torches and batteries through my eyes and said, "There's nothing there, you're imagining things." I'm not imagining things, because I'm the person who's troubled. Fortunately, by grace of God, in 1991, I went to Moscow to attend Dr. Anton Jayasurya's first Russian World Congress. And at that time, Dr. Fred Fox happened to come from England to attend that Congress. And Fred Fox was developing this system of biotherapy. And through biotherapy, using the frequencies of homeopathic medicines, the frequencies of magnets, the frequencies of colors and sounds, he developed this system of biotherapy. But at that time in 91, he was just starting to develop it, and a 1,000-strong doctors conference. The doctors were not sitting and listening to the speakers in the auditorium. They were all running after Fred Fox. "I've got this problem, please treat me." All these doctors from Russia, who was so learned, so clever, so knowledgeable, couldn't treat themselves the way Fred was treating them and giving them relief. So at the end of the conference, I said to him, "Freddie, look, I've also got a problem. I've got this showers of pepper dust falling down my eyes. Can you treat me?" You know, it took him just 10 minutes to diagnose the problem. He said, "You're wearing this wristwatch band, which is not real gold. It is plated with cadmium, and cadmium is a poison. And the cadmium plating is going through the thin membrane of the skin on the wrist. It's going into your bloodstream. The bloodstream is taking it to your eyes, and in the aqueous humor of the eyes, they're showing up as flecks of pepper dust. And be careful, because if this continues, very soon it will reach your brain, and your pituitary gland will get choked, and then you're in for serious trouble. So I got so scared. Here I am in Russia with nobody around me, and a Fred Fox telling me this is going to happen. So I said, but please do something. So he said, all right. He says, I'll treat you. It took him only 20 minutes and one session to treat me. He kept on tapping. He tapped all the points. He tapped wherever it had to be tapped. On my knees, on my shoulders, on my head, wherever. And he knew what he was doing. And he said at the end of the 20 minutes, see, it'll take about 3 weeks for this to come out of your system, and it will ooze out like pustules from the area of the skin closest to your eyes, and that is the forehead. So he says, don't get panicky, let the pus ooze out, and when it's all come out, your eyes will clear up and you'll be cleared of this problem. Believe me, that's exactly what happened. Dr. Firuza knows. I was in Tajikistan at that time, and from Tajikistan in 1991 I went back to Moscow, and from Moscow I came back to Bombay, and from immediately after that, 3 days later, I had to go to Kerala for Father Albert's conference. And in Kerala, my eyes cleared up. 3 weeks, and it was over. I really blessed Fred Fox. I said, not a single ophthalmologist, not the most highly qualified doctor in the whole of India, would have diagnosed this and treated it so effectively. So I said, we must teach our Indian doctors this system. And so Fred Fox came to India 5 times for 5 successive years from 1994 January onwards, and he took training classes in biotherapy and biotesting system, and we are teaching that course here in our college. We are amongst the very few centers in the whole world authorized to teach biotherapy and biotesting. So that is some of the work that we have been doing, and that is all the power of vibrationary frequencies, the power of sound of Avesta mantras, sound of Sanskrit mantras, sound of Jain mantras, the vibrationary frequencies of light colors. This is what it's all about. Now, let's get back to that COVID and how to keep him running away from us. The next is the food and drink scenario. This creature, COVID, can't stand heat. It flourishes in darkness and cold, damp places. It's a creature which creates cold. So how do you get rid of it? You give it what it doesn't want. It doesn't want heat. So drink plenty of Irani chai. You know, our friend Dr. Mansoor Shogi has this cafe Irani chai. Put lot of Indian herbs. Put cloves, lavang, black pepper, put tulsi, put this adrak, ginger, fresh ginger, pound it, beat it and make a little liquidy and put it in. Boil it all up together, and this kavo, we call it good kavo. Drink that morning, noon and night, and the COVID will run away from you. Also, put the same ingredients in a big pot of water, put it on the stove, let it boil and steam, and the steam with all these masala in it will make the COVID run away from you, because the COVID can't stand heat, can't stand masala, it can't stand cloves, lavang, can't stand black pepper and ginger powder and all these things which give heat in the body. See? The other thing is to eat fresh fruits and fresh vegetables. And we say we are fortunate here. Bring that other plate, please. We have all these fresh fruits from our own trees, and they are glowing with energy. Come on. We have mangoes, pomegranates, all the colors of fresh fruits and the energy from the trees come straight into our body. And when we eat our food, we should energize the food by reciting mantra. We have a prayer in the Zoroastrian college which we recite before eating food. And some of you know it, and if you don't, please recite it along with me if you wish. Before we eat the food, we thank God for what He has given us, and we say, may the light from the stars and the light from the planets, the light from the sun coming via the moon to our beautiful planet Earth, which is in this good fresh fruits and fresh vegetables on our plates and table. May the cosmic light enter our physical body and give us good health and strength in every cell of our body. May the cosmic light enter our aura and fill all our chakras with beautiful colors of light. May the cosmic light enter our soul and fill it with golden white shining light, that we may become good instruments and channels in service of Almighty Creator of Universe. May this food be blessed. May those who cooked and prepared it be blessed. May those who eat it be blessed. May the food be happy, that we are happy and we can give happiness to others. So enjoy the food and let us thank God for everything He gives us. So we have covered the spectrum of Zoroastrian Ilmik Shnum knowledge and spectrochrometry knowledge and the science of sound vibrations, mantra vibrations, and colors of light vibrations, and thought power. Most important is humata, good thought. Karishma has entitled her whole series on good mind, humata. So with this, let me come to the end of this first lecture in the series of 12 lectures, and I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you would like to attend the other lectures in the series, please let us know so we can register you and send you information for the online payment nowadays through NEFT and so on, because otherwise it's not possible anymore. And if you would like to attend the lectures that are being given on next week Tuesday by Dr. Anand Bhardwaj and others who are specialists in Vastu, please join, because that is also the first in the series of lectures on Vastu, and it's a free lecture. After the first free lecture, we are requesting people to register and pay for the series. Thank you everybody for joining me today. Thank you.
Dr. Meher, it was wonderful. Lovely.
Thank you. If there are any questions, I mean, I'm willing to stay on if you are.
Is there anybody who would like to ask any questions? Please, you can unmute and ask.
I would say line. Good evening, madam. I want to share my experience if permitted for a minute.
Yes.
With that, I really thank you for that dust of showers. You treated my husband in one visit. I remember that. I have my personal experience. Shrenik had that problem. You saw it in CCI Club. I missed my UN trip for that because he was having sudden showers. And you told me that I can treat you, and you saw that in CCI Club, and you told me that you have everything at Sanjan and we have to visit once. And I know that one visit, after that one visit, till today's days, he is absolutely fine. Otherwise, he had MRI of the brain and so many things and so many treatments with the ophthalmologist, with the brain doctors and everything. And I'm really thankful to you, and I have experienced that from you. So I just want to thank you for that.
Thank you, Dr.
And
Jess.
I wanted to share this experience with everyone here, that this is my personal experience. This was before 3 years in the month of March, and I had to cancel my UN trip for his eyes. I remember that very well. And you treated in only one sitting. Thank you so much. And you had given that red color uh, strips to him for 1 month also. I remember that. And he used to do that.
Good. I'm happy. I'm really happy that it's helped him.
Yeah. Thank
My
you.
sister Meher, thank
Yeah.
you for very good information. This information new for us, and very, I think this information is very useful for our family doctor and our family nurses. Thank you.
Dr. Firuza,
Yes.
you put this information in Tajik language and spread it
Yes.
to your schools and your medical colleges. You see, then people will benefit
Thank you.
because it is no cost. Eat the sun. The sun is there for everyone. Sun doesn't.
Yes.
The sun doesn't take any money for giving you good health.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
God bless.
Well, ma'am, on this platform, if we are finished, then I had told you I have a guest from Pune. So, Mr. Anil Mathai, would you like to say something? Would you like to also share what is your specialty?
Dr. Usha, thank you very much. Madam Meher Master, thank you so much for having me here. I am really, really excited to, attend the further lectures even and try and understand color therapy. I am so happy and glad to be here this evening. Dr. Usha, again, thank you very much. I wouldn't like to mention with what I do, but I would like to understand more in terms of what you people do, the Zoroastrian College. I would like to understand more about.
We'll connect on that, but I want you to mention the field that you practice. I'm sure Madam knows about it.
Okay.
May not be known to most of us.
Okay. I'm basically into acupressure therapy. We create pain relief oil, which is 100% chemical free, works wonderfully for any sort of joint and muscle aches. We've had so many cases over the years that where even people with paralysis have been able to move using this oil. In terms of arthritis, osteoporosis, and any of your joint and muscle ache, it works wonderfully. So we've been giving it back. I mean, as I said, it's something of what we give back to the community from our commercial sales. Whatever we get in, we match 1:1 bottle and donate it to less privileged senior citizen homes and places like that.
Madam, this is something that is coming to you at Zoroastrian College. So I'm sure that is from Mr. Anil Mathai. Mr. Mathai, I want you to mention on the coaching, that non-psychogeometric thing that you do.
Okay, all right. I have just been certified from UK, where we use a non-psychogeometric language, which is the language of color, because we understand most of the humans have colors. And according to IMA and our founder father, Mr. James Knight, every human is made up of all colors. And when Madam was mentioning about the colors, and I was really fascinated by it, as according to IMA, even we have the same thing. But what we have done is we let people identify their most dominant color, and then like a high red, high yellow, high green, and high blue. And as we say to all the people, live in your comfort zone and perform. Even for corporates, it's the same thing. Live in your comfort zone. Identify your color, modify it, and accept it. And that's what we do. That's what IMA stands for.
Madam,
brief.
anything to say on this? For me, it was something new, and that's why I told Mr. Anil that you have to associate with us. Come and take a look at who we are, and that's how I introduced him to Zoroastrian College today.
Thank you very much, Usha. That's good of you. Thank you, Mr.
Can we
Anil.
have the telephone number?
I will share it with you, Dara.
Yes. Dr. Anand Bharadwaj, is there something you'd like to share with us about Tuesday's meeting? Has there been any development after my last email to you yesterday night? Dr. Bharadwaj, would you like to unmute? Dr. Bharadwaj, would you like to unmute? Usha, can you unmute him?
Yeah, I did it. Please unmute. Yes.
Yeah, I shall be there on 8th of this month, and but you'll have to give me some title, some topic on which I have to speak, because there are 5 speakers.
No, I had suggested to you that you please phone the other 4 speakers. Either phone them individually, or the 5 of you get together on a Zoom meeting, private Zoom meeting, just the 5 of you, and sort out who would like to speak on what topic, and finalize it, and then let me know, so that I will go according to what all of you decide.
Okay.
If you like, on Sunday the 5th evening, if you are free, and if all of you would like to just have a private Zoom meeting, 5 of us and 5 of you and me, we can finalize this. It won't take long. It's only a matter of finalizing topics.
No, Saturday. I think Saturday is good, because I have my own schedule. So 6th on Sunday I shall be busy from 5 to 7 or 8 p.m. So
Saturday.
I have sent the email, and I have agreed that we can have the Zoom meeting on 5th of this June, and at the time, whatever time is comfortable to everybody, we can have the Zoom meeting on that time.
Fine, and then decide what you want to speak on. Yes.
Did you get any reply from any speaker?
I've not had a reply from any speaker except our Tyagi. Colonel Tyagi was very prompt in replying.
Yeah, he has. Because we, all of us, should decide the topic, the title on which we are supposed to speak.
Yes.
So that there is no repetition of the same subject or same matter.
Exactly. For that very reason, I was suggesting that you get together and finalize amongst yourselves who will speak on what, so that you don't overlap.
In fact, I am in the impression that you shall be holding
Spotlight mein hai, board is in spotlight.
You shall be holding a Zoom meeting on 5th of June after 2 days, and if everybody out of
आप आपका कैमरा ऐसा साइडवेज करो, अगर मोबाइल पे लॉग्ड इन हो तो कैमरा साइडवेज करो, वो थोड़ा नजदीक दिखाई देगा.
Dr. Usha, you're not muted.
All of us, better you conduct one Zoom meeting, and you call all of us for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, then we can discuss.
All right. So I'll keep a Zoom meeting timing of half an hour, but it won't take half an hour to discuss this. We can decide it within less time. Yes. What time would suit you on Saturday?
Anytime.
Oh, anytime means what? Evening,
सर
afternoon?
कैमरा थोड़ा नजदीक ले लो तो वो बैकग्राउंड का बोर्ड का रिमेनिंग पार्ट सब दिख रहा है, वो हट जाएगा तो एनलार्ज हो
Stop
जाएगा.
talking. Usha, stop talking, please. Hello.
So anytime 5 p.m. 5:30, anytime is comfortable for me. But it's essential. It's very essential to reply. If everybody is going to reply you and agree that we shall be meeting.
सर कुछ नहीं दिख रहा.
I will send an email today.
Please send the email so that we are meeting on 5th of this 5th, that is Saturday in the evening.
Yes.
And collectively we decide on which topic who is going to speak.
Yes, all right.
And also the time slot, how many, means 15 minutes or 20 minutes, and one person shall be speaking.
20 minutes is
20
fine.
minutes is good, wonderful. But I have got the experience with everybody in the life experience that when somebody starts speaking, he speaks for hours together. Which sometimes becomes very difficult to stop him.
We have a control person in Dr. Usha, and I will cut them off.
सर मैंने ये बहुत साल तक किया है, so don't worry, we'll be able to manage because हमारी conferences जब होते हैं ना, तब it is only 20 minutes slot for everybody, and that's ideal actually.
And if somebody has got the talent, he can speak everything in 20 minutes. It's enough time. Enough time.
Yes, 20 minutes is enough time.
Sir, we have experts and you're also one of them, so why worry?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Bhupin Vyas. I'm really happy to see you here. तो मैं आया तो बहुत सारा तो एक lecture तुम्हें ले जाओ. One lecture in this series, you take it. Yes.
Bhupin bhai, so khabar, how are you?
Yes. Thank you. I haven't seen Karishma. I haven't seen her at all. Is she here?
She did not switch on video. I had requested, but I think maybe she has some issue.
Madam, I will be able to take one session.
Yes.
That afterwards I will tell you on
Yes.
what subject I will take. That's only particularly on Vastu. I will take it
All
with
right.
the colors. Vastu
Yes.
with colors.
Of course, with colors. You're all color. Dr. Bhupin Vyas, we can't imagine without color. Chalo.
And the today's lecture, certain things came back to me again. The strips which you had given me also when I had done my PhD and that color therapy. You had given me those strips.
Yes.
And those things, I told my grandson, look at this. Same thing is here.
Yes.
And I agreed with it.
Yes. But they're very hard to get now. Very hard.
Cellophane papers are not available nowadays.
Not cellophane paper. These are manufactured by only one company in USA, and there are particular numbers of the frequency of each strip of each color, and you have to make exact. You have to put them together exactly to make the colors which require 2 strips or 3 strips to get the exact frequency. The important thing is to get the exact frequency. Fortunately, long back, I think it was the year 2008.
These are actually gels, you know. They are gels. They are not cellophane at all. There is a gel, you know, it's like a sandwich. It's a very thin sandwich, and there's a gel inside. So what happens is that though it doesn't ooze out or anything as such, but this particular gel gives you that particular refraction, what you are getting actually. And through the refraction, what you're getting is the beauty of this particular color. And this frequency is very important, which Dr. Mayer has. And to get this frequency is practically like impossible unless and until you go to the right people and they will give you the right frequencies. Because red will have so many different frequencies,
Yeah,
same
definitely.
thing with all the colors. There are various frequencies in red itself. So in each color, there are different frequencies. So if you get the wrong frequency, again, you are asking for trouble. Like
Yes, sir.
in red, you are having infrared. In blue and in the violet, you are having, you know, the, in the blue, in the violet, you are having the ultraviolet. Yeah, that's right, the UV. So the UV spectrum is very, very dangerous because when you're talking with 365 angstrom units or 365 nanometers, blah, blah, those ones are supposed to be very harmful and they can damage your retina completely. So that's why these frequencies have to be perfect and they should be of proper frequency. Then only this can be used,
Yes, sir.
as what Dr. Mayer has said. So please be careful when you're using any wrong frequencies with various different colors. So please get that thing more clearer.
Thank you. Thank you everybody for sparing your time and coming for this meeting. And let us hope that it goes off well and the whole series will be able to continue for 12 sessions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
See
madam.
you all
Thank you
soon.
so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Stay safe.
Thank you all, everybody.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Charu, give my
Bye.
best greetings to Karishma. I'm not seeing her. Yes.
Karishma had come. She sat
No,
for
no,
some
no.
time, but she has got work to do.
Of course.
And
Yes. Yes.
she's teaching right now.
Very good of her to spare time to come for the meeting. Please give her my greetings. Thank you.
Thank you, and from her to you as well.
God bless. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Thank you very
Bye
much.
bye, everyone.
God
Bye.
bless everyone.
Bye. Bye.